So at the beginning of the year, I had a large wholesaling team, acquisition reps, sales guys, leads managers that were filtering the leads, VAs, dispositions, transaction coordinators. So it was a bigger company, right? Market shift happens, it's harder to get deals. I was with a business partner at that time. I was like, dude, we don't need to work together. We're splitting everything 50-50 anyway. That's stupid. Let's split it. So I split up with him. And the way I think people need to position themselves in a wholesaling company is very lean, because if you have to feed the acquisitions, the leads managers, the VAs, the dispos, all these people, you're not making any money right now unless, well, I
Unless
mean,
you have tremendous volume. Hello, and welcome back to the Very Real Estate Effect podcast, a show dedicated to real estate investing right here in Quebec. And yet today we have a wonderful guest from the US. Hi, Nathan. How are you?
how you doing, my fellow Canadian brother? I'm actually going to Canada this Friday.
Oh, really? Where are you going?
Well, I'm going to Toronto, so Ontario. That's where my
Toronto.
wife is
Okay.
from.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, we're based in Montreal, and in the show we try to interview mostly Canadian investors, but we make some exceptions because down south from the border, there's some pretty successful and inspiring folks like you. So I'm happy
Thank
to
you.
have you on the show. Before we jump into it, I just want to remind everyone, thank you for your continued support. It's really appreciated. Please share this episode with a friend who could benefit from this conversation. Leave us a rating. Send us some ideas of guests or topics you would like to hear about. And for those who want to keep supporting us, we also have the Patreon page. Go check it out at patreon.com/real estate effect. And you can join either as a family member or the inner circle, for which we organize special events. We share other things. And I hope you'll join us soon. So there we go. So Nathan Payne, you started Investor Thrive, and
That's right.
you're based in Salt Lake City. So how in the
Mhm.
world did you get involved with real estate investing?
Yeah, so I got into it because my roommate in college, when we were going to school, I was going to Rexburg, Idaho. And we probably not never heard of it, but it's Brigham Young University, Idaho. It's like a sister school. So that's I
Okay.
went there. My buddy was doing lease options, seller finance deals in college, and his dad was a wholesaler in Missouri. So he was always trying to convince me to do it with him in college. And I was like, doing door-to-door sales at the time. I was pretty successful. I had some teams that I was running. I was one of the top salesmen in the company. So I was like, no, you need to come sell with me. You'll make more money. So we were trying
Yeah.
to go back and forth. And so that's kind of how I got into it. After I graduated, I was done doing door-to-door, went right into real estate.
And so you started with the wholesaling as well?
Started wholesaling at $0. Me and him started as business partners with no money. We just started
Yeah.
knocking doors.
Okay. Knocking doors and hey, do you want to sell your house? Yes. Can I put it under contract?
That's it.
Okay. And so what are you doing now?
So right now, what I do is I run a community of investors that are trying to get their first or their next deal, and I help them structure deals. I help them get deals. So I get a lot of deals by working with people in my community, but I also look for deals for my buyers that come across the MLS. I look at other wholesalers' deals. I get leads for free because I have my network, my platform. So they actually there's a lot of companies that I promote that give me leads for free. So I
Okay.
get deals pretty much from anywhere.
Nice. And so you said like, so how did you build this community? Can you kind of walk us through the process? Like how did it work? What did
Of
you do at the
course.
beginning?
Yeah, my goal in building the community at first was to provide value and just work with people to get deals. So I started a
Hmm.
Facebook group just last year. No, all organically, just inviting people, making posts in other people's groups, and making videos every day or a post. And now it's up to like 3,600 people organically. And yeah, and every day I post in there. So that's like the free community group. Then I started a Discord channel which I invite people to. It has a free tier, like where anybody can come in, but then I have the community there where I'm like trying to basically say, hey, if you want to upgrade to resources, contracts, everything you need, buyers lists, just join we call it the club. We call it the cash
Yeah.
buyers club. So
Nice.
that's how I started it.
And so now, like yourself and with the organization, like, do you have like some of the sales rep, or do you do the work yourself? Like, how are you structured?
Yeah, so my company is structured with three virtual assistants
Hmm.
and a marketing guy that his name's Nathan as well. He works deals. He does multi. He markets, helps us market the Investor Thrive brand, but also does deals for us, like as an acquisitions sales guy manager. So that's how the business is structured right now. And I do deals, but most of the time I'm trying to grow the platform, make
Hmm.
content. So it makes it difficult to just be specifically focused on real estate. But I do
Yeah.
do deals, okay, here and there.
Okay. And so in terms of the wholesaling business, like how do you take lists? Do you do mailers, or how do you looking for those leads?
So right now, it's all the deals we do again are from free leads that come
Hmm.
from just promoting other businesses and the community, people that need help. I get submissions almost daily of people that have deals that they don't know. Hey, I have someone that's interested. What do I do? Well, all right, let's hop on a call. Let me show you. So in my community, I give people 60% of the wholesale fee, and I take 40 if I help them through the process.
Hmm. Okay, that's that sounds fair. And then you do realize that you're also like training your competition in the long run. So do you offer for them to join in? I mean, there's plenty enough for everyone, but
Yeah.
how does it work?
Yeah, so there's I do this nationwide everywhere in the United States, so there's enough deals to go around.
Oh
I
yeah.
I want them to succeed. My goal is to bring people in, and so they can go out and crush it. So it doesn't really matter to me if I train them to be the best wholesaler in the world.
Yeah. And so now you said so you started with the wholesaling, and now you're also investing in some multifamily and syndicating.
Trying, yeah. So that's something new that I've been getting into as I've like grown my sphere, my circle of influence. I got a lot of people that have opportunities that they need capital for. So trying to get into that space too. Not very experienced in there, but
Hmm.
going on there.
And so what kind of deals are you working on now? Is it large multi, or what's your kind of average size?
Yeah, they're anywhere from like 64 to like 150, 200 units. That's
Okay.
what we're looking for. They're not
Okay.
really smaller duplex or anything like that.
Mm.
It's multi like multiple units.
Okay. And so then you're just partnering up with the GP to raise the capital, or what's your role into that?
Yeah, that would be my goal. Just use my circle, my influence, and just say, hey, if you guys are not interested in grinding and being a wholesaler, there's other ways to invest in real estate because
Yeah.
wholesaling is a grind. It's
Oh,
it's a lot.
totally. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and there's probably a lot of people that are interested in real estate that don't want to grind. They just want to place their money in assets, income producing assets. So there's something for everybody.
Hmm. Nice. And so where are you hoping to take it from here?
I want to grow the community that I have, the Investor Thrive community, to like 1,000, 2,000 people, which is like super ambitious. I just started it. I started Investor Thrive at the beginning of the year. So I have
Hmm.
about 54 people that are paying or like in the club. And the goal is to get it up as big as I can because I believe the bigger the community, the more deals that everyone can have. I'm not just trying to cherry pick. I actually tell everyone in there, say, hey, work together. Your network
Yeah.
is your net worth. And
Hmm.
I think it's just a little bit more difficult for people in the beginning to feel like they can reach out. But that's what I tell them, like, hey, your superpower, like what you have to get good at is putting yourself out there. That's how you'll progress and grow. So
Hmm.
that's what I want it to be. Where am I going from here? Just enable people to put themselves out there and get more deals.
Well, and that's really something that we share. Like I started the community as well with the real estate effect, and in really being genuine about it, of like I'm not selling anything. I just want to help you. Like for us, real estate investing made a big difference in our lives, and I want to help as many people along that path, whatever they may need. Now, some people start to call you every single day, and you can't really do that anymore.
Mhm.
But it's really important, and in a way, it's kind of like for you, it's a way to give back and I was going to say, helping those people will also feed your pipeline in terms of deal flow and capital raising. So it's really interconnected.
Yeah, I agree. And the reason I started the community was to get deals, to network, but also I feel like my trajectory, the way I learned about real estate, I feel like is flawed. I paid like thousands and thousands of dollars almost like 100 or 100K over on coaching and mentorships, which is fine. I learn and I take it. I'm grateful, but I think it's too expensive in my opinion, like for a lot of and not, there's people that provide massive value that charge a lot, but there's some programs that's like very expensive and you don't get like really any help in the handhold and what you need. So my goal was like, hey, I can fill that gap where I'm not going to charge people arm and a leg to get like
Mhm.
what they need to succeed. And that's why I
So
started it, because I was tired of getting crushed by a lot of bad programs.
for sure. And the thing is that that's actually an interesting point. Like, given that you've been in touch with a lot of people who are looking to do maybe their first or second deal and stuff, what is the most common frequent and how do these people need the most help? Because both you and I are trying to help that group. Like, what can we do to really benefit them and build value quickly for them?
What I've seen is they don't want to take action. They want to learn.
Yeah.
They want to come on calls. They'll hop on your calls sometimes, and eventually, when you start saying, "All right, come on, let's go. Time to take some action," they'll stop. But that's where I try to go in my community. Like I have a call every Monday and Wednesday in the morning. It's called Wake Up and Dial, where it's like hop on, let's make some calls to your sellers, like that maybe you're a little afraid to, you don't know what to do, because just to answer your question, to circle back, it's they don't want to take action. They're afraid.
They're scared to make that phone call and they kind of procrastinate and push it, even though it's that one phone call that is either gonna make or break the deal.
Yeah, they think the more they learn, the more comfortable they'll feel. That's not how it
Yeah.
really works. You could just there's people for 2, 3 years have been watching YouTube videos and they still haven't done a deal. What I did is I went didn't watch any videos, no education, just knocked doors and found a
Mhm.
deal within like 2 or 3 weeks. But it ended up like taking 8 months to close. But still, it
Of course, it's your first one. Of course,
right,
I was gonna say it's meant to be that long. It's a learning experience.
right.
Uh, no, it's yeah, and you're right. Like so many people, they educate themselves for years, but they don't get action. And it's always like, yeah, but what if I don't make it? What if I make a mistake? What if my
Right.
offer isn't good enough? What if this? I was like, then you'll restart at the beginning. Just like
Yeah.
move on, take action, fail fast, and move on.
Yeah, they love talking about the contracts. What contracts do I use? They say, hey, you don't even have to worry about that until you get a motivated seller or someone that wants to sell. Let's take care of that later.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. It makes me think of people who want to they say they want to start a business and they have a startup and this and that, and they're going to spend like their first 3 weeks designing their business card.
Come on, yeah. Business cards, biggest waste of time.
I know exactly. It's like, yeah, but yeah, but what does it say about what, if the logo is here versus there? It's like it's so irrelevant.
Yeah.
No
And
one
same with
cares about that.
websites too. Like
Yeah.
if no one's going to you can have the greatest website, but if you don't have SEO unlock or ads or
Hmm.
some kind of traffic, no
Hmm.
one will ever see your website ever.
Yeah. And so you said you started all of this at the beginning of the year, so beginning of 2022, I take.
Yes, yeah, this year.
Okay, and so the market, I'm pretty sure in the US is the same as in Canada for that. Like the
Right.
market's changed dramatically in the last year. What is it that you're doing now that maybe you weren't doing before in terms of trying to, I was going to say deal recipe, and
Mhm.
in what way are you kind of hedging against the future right now?
Great question. So at the beginning of the year, I had a large wholesaling team, acquisition reps, sales guys, leads managers that were filtering the leads, VAs, dispositions, transaction coordinators. So it was a bigger company, right? Market shift happens, it's harder to get deals. I was with a business partner at that time. I was like, dude, we don't need to work together. We're splitting everything 50-50 anyway. That's stupid. Let's split it. So I split up with him. And the way I think people need to position themselves in a wholesaling company is very lean.
Yeah,
Because if you have to feed the acquisitions, the leads managers, the VAs, the dispos, all these people, you're not making any money right now, unless, well, I
unless you
mean,
have tremendous volume.
yeah, and tremendous. And how do you get tremendous volume if unless you have like SEO or some kind of trick? Paid ads, right? So
Mhm.
paid marketing. And if you don't convert off that paid marketing, you're in trouble. So that's what I'm doing is the way I pivot. What I tell people is called reverse wholesaling or painless wholesaling because my last name's Payne. I say it's painless, not very,
Good one.
yeah, it's not very hard. What you do is you just find out who's buying currently and you find them a deal. You don't
Yeah.
need a giant team for that. You just need to look. You need maybe I do it with a couple VAs, very low overhead. So when we get a deal, we're closing a deal today for 19,000. So that deal before, 15% went to the acquisitions guy, 10%. So it got cut up. And then now that's all pretty much me because VAs get paid what
Hourly.
hourly.
Yeah.
And before it just was so dumb with the wholesaling business. If you're not doing tons of volume, I mean, you're really not making any money.
Hmm. But the thing is, tremendous respect for you for what you've built in the wholesaling, but at the same time, it's kind of like doing flips. Like the minute you stop, the money stops coming in. So are you also finding a way to convert that into longer lasting assets and do some buy and hold?
Right, right. So that's kind of where the coaching comes in. Like I charge like a really low volume, I guess, price for it. So there's like residual income in that as I grow it, and I'm teaching people everything they need to know and how to pivot in the market. So still doing wholesale deals, trying to pick up deals on creative financing, but also have residual from the coaching because it's not like I'm charging like 5K or 10K one hit. I'm switching the model to, hey, stay as long as you want, cancel anytime you want, and
Pay
the
as you
goal is to
go.
grow it up big.
Yeah, yeah. But then in Salt Lake City, or not necessarily in your home market, but then are you piling some of that money back into like eight plexes, 12 plexes, or like small to medium sized multis?
I wish, yeah. Like in order to grow this business, it's actually pretty. I've had a substantial investment to like learn how to do what I'm doing. So
Hmm.
I'm not really able to. And I have a couple flips that haven't sold. So like
Yeah,
financially, it's a like I feel
it's
fine,
tight.
but they're just it's tight because of the fact that there's three flips that haven't sold. I mean,
Yeah,
technically we're under, but I'm not too worried because of the fact like it will rebound. You got to refinance, you got to do stuff. So I'm not able to pour it back into more real estate at the moment. I'm able to run the business, grow it, and do more deals, and eventually
yeah.
I'll be able to do that.
Yeah, and it might take maybe an extra year, depending on how long all this market lasts. Okay, and then so your flips, you said they haven't sold. Like, what do you think happened?
Market went down.
Hmm.
We were planning on selling a house for 500,000 and we would have made $80,000 profit. It's went down to like 440. So there's like a 20K profit. And it's been like a hassle trying to sell it. So yeah, it's and there's fees included when you sell it. And so
Yeah,
what we're doing is we're refinancing out of that property and making the moves. You got to pivot. So and I
yeah,
believe that the market will shift. I mean, the buyers are there; they're just not buying right now. So as soon as these
mm,
interest rates go down even a little bit, people are
yeah,
going to flood, and I think prices will go up again. So
hmm,
uh, they're just delay. In my opinion, I think they're delaying it. They're like slowing it down, but
yeah.
it's not going to. I think it'll be back.
Trying to tame inflation in 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, this is great. If people want to find out more about you, what's the best way to reach out?
So I'm on every platform out there. Instagram, Nathan Payne, Facebook, Nathan Payne. I have a pain. I call this the Painless Wholesaling group on Facebook. It's that group I was telling you about,
Yeah.
and YouTube channel Nathan Payne. And if you want to learn more about what I'm doing, investorthrive.com. Investor Thrive is kind of like the umbrella, and then everything else is underneath there.
Okay. And actually, now that I think about it, I have one more question. Like 2023 is days away.
Mhm.
What advice would you give to people who are looking to start now in this current market condition?
What I tell everyone is to spend your first week or two looking for cash buyers, whether it's a multi-units, people that are looking for multi-units, people who are looking for single family. Connect with real buyers and find them what they want. They'll pay you a fee. They have no problem paying you if you can provide value. So I would do that instead. The traditional way, what they tell you is go find a deal. Well, good luck. You probably don't know what a deal is, and you're going to spend a lot of your time wasting your time. I know that's why I JV with so many people because I tell them, I say, go find your buyers first, then find them a deal. But they all want to just go find a deal. They don't know if it's a deal. They bring it to me and I say, okay, let's help you sell it. So that's the traditional way. Don't do that. But if you do it, come to me. I can help you find a buyer and we'll work together. But there's better ways. Go find your buyers first and they'll tell you what they want.
Yeah, I like the advice of go, especially in today's market, go find capital, go find buyers, and then you can tailor something for them. I
Exactly.
like it. Hey, to everyone listening, this was like one of the golden nuggets. Go find some cash first, and then you can look for everything else.
You're
Nathan,
right.
thank you very much for your participation today. Pleasure to have
Of
you
course.
on. And for everyone listening, again, keep educating yourself, keep researching your market, and most importantly, and we said it today again and again, get into the action, make some offers, get into it. The only mistake you can make is staying on the sideline and making the same mistake twice. But other than that, just get into it. All right, Nathan, thank you very much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Thank you very much, and signing off.